Lads, lads, lads. Lads, 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 welcome back to another preview. It's West Brom away, the Hawthorns tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Jeez, it's a big one. This is probably the biggest game of the season. I'm not saying it's a must-win, but it's probably a must-not-lose. What are you saying, Mr. Hal Stewart?
I think you've surmised that absolutely perfectly. It is a must-not-lose.
Yeah, it's a scary time to be a Sheffield United fan right now, isn't it? We need this win. We really, really do. So let's start with the last game. West Ham at home, 1-0 defeat. Could have gone either way, to be perfectly honest. It was I've done that again. It was a really, really close game. Really close game. I think West Ham probably shaded it just about. West Ham shaded it just about. This is the things that happen when you go live. Playing West Ham and West Brom within 2 matches is not really good for me. So, we played West Ham. We lost 1-0. Yeah, West Ham were the better team, I think, for most of the game, to be perfectly honest. We had our chances. We had a very big chance with McBurney, where he smashed the bar towards the end. That could have saved our bacon. But it didn't. We still sit bottom of the league, 1 point, not many goals to our name either. We've not conceded too many goals, but yeah, we're just not picking up those points right now. So, last time out, Hal, what's happened at West Brom?
Yeah, at the Hawthorns, the highest ground above sea level, the Blades won 1-0. Kieran Dowell on 14 minutes. Would take us back all the way to the 23rd of February 2019, when everything was so rosy. If you remember the goal, Norwood to Kieran Freeman. Kieran Freeman slightly overhit a pass to an overlapping Martin Craney. Remember him and his pants? He brilliantly looped in across. So he went to ground at the byline, and then Kieran Dowell delicately directed his header home. It was a wonderfully quick and incisive goal. Jay Rodriguez for West Bromwich Albion, he scored, but he used his hand.
I forgot about that one, Hal.
Yeah, it was really obvious. Yeah. He was booked for it. And he did that thing where he sort of tried to claim that, oh, no, I wasn't even trying to cheat. No. It was an accident, but it was one that he was trying to get away with. So we won 1-0. It was a really good performance. We've had some good results in the past few years at the Hawthorns.
I think it was a little bit of a smash and grab, I'd say. We probably maybe didn't deserve the win, but it was one of them times where everything kind of just went right for us, weren't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really, really good. So, first of all, team news. For Sheffield United, we aren't quite struggling as much as we have been. Mousse is apparently 100% fit. I very much doubt he'd be starting this game, having not played much football. I know Fleck came straight back into the side, but Fleck was very, very much needed. I can see, obviously, Fleck played 90 minutes. I hope he's not too shattered from that, but it has been a week since that game, pretty much. Ender Stevens looking like he's really struggling. After the last game, Chris Wilder was asked whether Ender Stevens was close. He wasn't close at all, Chris Wilder was saying. So, I don't think Ender Stevens is going to be playing in this game. Wilder didn't really want to give too much away in his kind of pre-match interview. But, however, there is one player that Chris Wilder said that is struggling, and it sounds like it's a big player. So, who knows it's going to be? He doesn't want to give anything away to, obviously, the opposing manager. So, we'll see. Fingers crossed. So, I'm going to quickly run through, before Hal does the West Brom team, I'm going to quickly run through the, I'm going to say predicted lineup. It's not the predicted lineup, because I want to tell you the team that I would like to play, and then I'll throw it over to Hal afterwards just to give his kind of thoughts on the team that I'm thinking we should go for. So first of all, I would go Aaron Ramsdale in the goal for obvious reasons. Baldock right wing back, I would go for Ben Osborne at left wing back. And I'm having a look over to Hal because I think that's what Hal would go for as well.
Yeah, you know that we love Ben Osborne because he's like a David Batty type. He gives so much and he's never let us down. It really does depend if Ender Stevens is fit or not. But Ben Osborne has certainly been pushing for a start, and I like him at left wing back.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's decent in the midfield. I think he's probably better in the midfield. But the last time he played at left wing back, I can't remember when it was this season, he played really, really well. I think it was Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Liverpool
it was, and he
away.
was superb in that game.
Yeah, he was, definitely. So, what I'm going to go for in the defence is exactly the same defence, but what I was just going to say in that team news was I think it could be Ampadu, because Ampadu came off injured in the last game. So that could easily be Ampadu, that player that's possibly struggling. But what I would go is Ampadu on the left, Egan obviously central, and Basham on the right-hand side of that defence. Then Fleck on the left-hand side, Sander Berger on the right-hand side, and then defensive midfield, Ollie Norwood. However, I think Chris Wilder may go for a Johnny Lundstrom in this game, which I don't really want to happen, but I think that's what he's going to go for because it's a kind of must-win, not a must-win game, but it's kind of a game that we really, really need to win. And finally, I'm going to go for Ollie McBurney and Ollie Burke. I'm going to quickly have a look at Hal for this because I think that might be the best way to go. Try and bully them a little bit. I know they've got some big defenders, but let's try and bully them a little bit. And Ollie Burke is big, he's strong, he's quick, and he's going to want to do well against West Brom. What are you saying, Hal?
He's going to be bang up for it against a team that's fans hate him, that shunned him, that didn't want him. Completely agree, although I'm always amazed whenever you leave Didsey out.
I love Didsey, and you know I love Didsey. I don't know for this one. I just feel like it's a must-win. I know Didsey makes us tick. I don't think he was great in the last game against West Ham.
He wasn't.
I think he's had a couple of games this season where I don't think he's had one game this season where I've been like, David McGoldrick is unplayable, and he had a few of them last season. Now, he's played well this season, but he has had a few games where he's been a little bit anonymous. So I think in this game, we need to kind of try and bully them a little bit like what apparently Sheffield United is. Just a big physical side. Let's try and live up to that name. And we need that pace up top, though. We definitely do. So what do you think to my team, Hal?
I really like it, and I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep banging this drum at Sheffield United Way on Twitter because I always put my predicted lineup on there. You can see what you think, whether you agree or not, any changes you'd make. Even if you don't have a Twitter account, get one just so you can follow at Sheffield United Way. Like
you said, it's downstairs. It's right down here. It's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all on screen right now. So type those in. You are well away. So, Hal, West Brom. Go for it.
Yeah, of course, this is a match between the only clubs in England without a win, which I just hate saying, and I really think that will change after Saturday's 8 p.m. kickoff. West Brom had a bit of a COVID-19 outbreak at the club's training ground a couple of weeks ago, and they're still kind of feeling the effects of that. We understand all the tests now coming back for their key players negative, which is obviously very good news. Sam Field, we know, will miss out. One of Gibbs or Livermore will likely miss out. Slaven Bilic, a bit like Chris Wilder, remaining tight-lipped on which one of those two is not going to play. Previous fitness doubts, Hal, Robson Kanu, and top scorer Callum Robinson, remember him, now back available for selection once again. They'll probably play a 4-1-4-1. John Stone in goal, definitely a man that's difficult to beat, I think we should say. Came through that Man United youth setup, and we know all about keepers that came through there. Furlong, Ajayi, Bartley, Townsend, Pereira, Sawyers, Krovinovic, definitely said that right, Gallagher, Grant, and Dean and Agana.
Dean and Agana. If anyone knows where that comes from, you'll have to let us know right now. Okay. What I was going to say to you here was add a different section. I didn't tell you this before.
Ooh.
Who's going to win the most minutes on the pitch tomorrow out of Ollie Burke and Callum Robinson? Do you think Callum Robinson will start? Do you think Ollie Burke will start? And who do you think will kind of come off the best?
I think they'll both start, but I think that Wilder is one that he's got this kind of pattern of substituting the same kind of players at the same kind of time. I think Callum Robinson wins the minutes battle and ends up playing the full 90.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Callum Robinson. He's played some games this season. He started on the bench sometimes as well. So it's one of them. And to be perfectly honest, I can see him not starting Ollie Burke for some weird reason, because we've been crying out for someone like Ollie Burke to play up front this season, especially in a lot of those. Well, I think it was Liverpool the last game he came on. He had an attempt at the end. He rounded Fabinho as well. He played so well when he came on, and then I don't think we've seen anything of him since. So it's just
and you
weird.
and I did a watch along for Aston Villa as well, and the pass that Ollie Burke made for that penalty that we won was just sublime, and we've really not seen a better pass all season.
No, and a lot of West Brom fans, they might even be in the stream right now. A lot of West Brom fans said that he had a touch like a donkey, that it just ballooned off him. And I have seen a few of those this season from him, but that certainly wasn't one of them. That nice little dinky little ball through to Basham to get brought down. Obviously, it didn't really matter in the end because Lundstrom hit it straight at the goalkeeper. But I think he's got a long career ahead of him. He's still only young, but I think a lot of West Brom fans have already written him off. So let's hope that Chris Wilder hasn't written him off. Anyway, let's move on to a not-so-secret section in score predictions. Go on, Hal. I'll let you go first.
2-1 Blades win. I do think the one for West Brom will come from their top goal scorer, Callum Robinson, because it's just bound to happen, always does. I think that John Fleck and Lundstrom will get the winner, so he needs that. He'll probably, in my opinion, be a substitute, but we'll wait and see. So 2-1 Blades.
I like that. I think I said 2-1 as well. It's such an easy scoreline, and do you know when you say in all those videos everybody always gives us that one? I think it's just sitting on the fence. It's like when you have a bet and you don't want to put like the other team, neither team to get zero, because one goal can just ruin it all.
Nick, do you know what they call a 2-1 when I was in Germany? It's known as the housewife's choice.
So is that like a sitting on the fence sort of thing?
It's like, yes, it kind of means if you don't really know, you haven't got a clue what the score's going to be, everyone just says, 2-1.
Yeah, fair enough. So we're moving on to memorable matches. I've got a little inkling what this could be, but we'll let Hal.
You are spot
We'll let
on.
Hal fill us in.
Battle of Bramall Lane, 16th of March 2002. Of course, West Bromwich Albion were third. The mighty Red and White Wizards. We were sitting in 15th. But it didn't matter, because that was not what this game was about. 9 minutes in, United superstar keeper Simon Tracy was sent off for handling the ball outside the penalty area, which you're not allowed to do, kids. West Brom scored a first half goal through Scott Dobie against what was then 10-man United. It was going to get worse. They added a second goal in the 62nd minute through Derek McInnes. He was also to play a big part. In the 65th minute, we brought on George Santos, and he was sent off for a high two-footed, should we call it a lunging, wild, out-of-control tackle on Andy Johnson?
Nah.
Got the ball and socket joint of Johnson's knee. But Johnson was basically playing for Nottingham Forest the previous season, and he'd fractured Santos's cheekbone and seriously damaged his eye socket. There was worry that he was going to lose the eye. It was a swinging elbow, so Johnson was bang out of order there. And then another United substitute, Patrick Sufo, was sent off for headbutting Derek McInnes. I mean, it all kicked off. I was at this game. In the 77th minute, West Brom added a third goal, Scott Dobie tapping in from short range. 2 minutes later, Michael Brown limped off for the Blades. Rob Ullathorne, who I was told I looked like, went off injured in the 82nd minute. We were down to 6 men. Match abandoned by Eddie Wolstenholme after 82 minutes with the score United 0, West Bromwich Albion 3. And FA ruled that the score and the result would stand.
Yeah, it was a really weird one when I was there as well. And going away from that, I was thinking, this is a weird game. I was only probably quite young, but I just felt like it's weird that this has never happened before, or not in Go on.
My dad made a point of us going up to West Brom fans afterwards in the away end and being really respectful and nice to them so that they didn't all leave with terrible impressions of Sheffield and Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think we've passed that now. But to be honest, I don't think West Brom is a. It's not really a massive. It's not like a West Ham. I think we've kind of forgotten about the Battle of Bramall Lane, or most of us. No.
I agree with you.
Oh,
we put it past us now.
Yeah, fair enough. There was no Tevez involved, so that's all good. So I will say one last thing though. It was Gary Megson. God, I've nearly forgot his name. And it was Gary Megson who was the manager that day, and he said about Michael Brown was faking it. Turns out that Michael Brown was out for the rest of the season with a groin injury. So yeah, one you got wrong there, Gary Megson. Anyway, so we'll finally finish off with player connections. Now, I'll let you go first because I don't have mine on my phone screen just yet. So, do you want to go for it, Hal?
Yeah, sure. So one player I've already mentioned, George Santos, or we always used to call him George Santos. He played for West Bromwich Albion in the year 2000. He made 8 appearances, and Sheffield United actually signed him from West Brom. So that's my first one, Nick.
Yeah, a bit weird that all happened to George Santos. I wonder what West Brom fans think of George Santos right now. But yeah, we'll crack on. I've gone for Sean Murphy, the Australian centre-back. I believe he played for West Brom before us. I think that's right. I'm terrible with my research on these ones. But yeah, Sean Murphy definitely played for West Brom and definitely played for us. Very, very good central defender for Neil Warnock.
I am not touching those after last time getting it wrong with Killer. So instead, I'll move on to Rob Hulse, who was one of my favourite players for Den Blades. 2003 to 2005, West Bromwich Albion got to enjoy his striking prowess, having scouted him at Crewe. 38 appearances and 10 goals for the Albion.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even know that he played for West Brom, to be honest. I know we got him from Leeds, and he went from West Brom to Leeds, didn't he? So yeah, I didn't know that Rob Hulse existed before Leeds. So yeah, very, very good player though. I've gone.
Can I just tell you that I used to write for Match magazine, and it's a humble brag.
It's a good brag. That.
Well, I saw Rob Hulse make his debut for Crewe, so I knew about him ages ago, and he was obviously a quality player. They also had Dean Ashton as well.
Oh yeah, Dean Ashton was excellent. Career cut short, unfortunately. They brought through some very good players, didn't they, Crewe, back in the day?
Absolutely. Great youth setup.
I'm going for another very, very good striker. Craig Beattie. Yeah, sorry about that one. Yeah, Craig Beattie was very, very bad for us. I think he just fell down the leagues. Did he? I think he went to Scotland, actually. I think he didn't do too bad in Scotland, actually, Craig Beattie. But yeah, he was very bad for us. I think he scored one goal in a load of games when we had a great side, and then he played up front against Burnley, if I'm not mistaken, in the final. And he was a very, very bad footballer didn't know. I think the only goal that he scored was pretty much I think it was a 1-on-1 when everybody was leaving the ground because we won about 12-0 or something. Go on.
Don't quite remember that 12-0, but I do remember Craig Beattie being Scottish, so it makes sense if he did go back to Scotland. I didn't follow his career too closely. Same actually with this man who came from the non-league, Jeff Horsfield, who played up front with Rob Hulse at West Brom 2003 to 2006. In 67 appearances, the Horse scored 14 goals. He was to do far worse when he joined the Blades, initially on loan, and then for some reason we decided we'd sign him.
Yeah, he wasn't good, was he? He's not remembered as being because I think he was a little bit of a legend at West Brom. Definitely not at Bramall Lane.
He was, because he helped them stay up under Brian Pop Robson.
Yeah, fair enough. We're not going to mention, obviously, Callum Robinson and Ollie Burke, as we've already mentioned them already and we know all about them. Finally, however, I do have another player that is going to be playing in this game, we think. Kyle Bartley. We had Kyle Bartley on loan from Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken. I really liked him. And to say that he played centre-back next to Nyron Nosworthy, he must have been good. because having to clear up after Darren Nosworthy constantly. All I remember from Nosworthy was doing being the last player back and doing Cruyff turns on the halfway line with a striker bearing down on him, like, stop it. But that's not him. We're talking about Kyle Bartley. And I thought Kyle Bartley was decent. I don't think he was one of the best defenders we've ever had, but he was very, very steady when we had him. So that's about it. I didn't get any more. I know I normally write down as many as I can possibly get, but yeah, those are mine. And I think we're about done. What do you reckon in this game then, Hal? How do you think we're going to win this game?
I think we're going to win this game by playing a slightly different way. We've been attacking down just the right-hand side all season, and it's too predictable, it's too pedestrian, it's not working. So West Brom will expect that. So this is the time to actually attack through the middle. If you watch the opposition fan view that I did with Connor from West Bromwich Albion TV, which I always recommend you watch those, he said that their weakness is the centre of midfield. The way we win this game is to attack through the centre. They won't see it coming.
No, definitely not. And I'm just looking at some of the comments. I've had a couple of people saying that Lowe is in over his head and Osborne should come in. So we got that right. Got that one right. Also, some people asking, is this a must-win? What do you think, Hal? Is this a must-win for us?
Do you know what? It's too easy to say, isn't it, that a game's a must-win or a six-pointer, but really, this is. They're a team that have been promoted, and if you're going to do well in any league, you've got to beat the sides that have got promotion, or the sides that, when you look at the end of the season, end up going down. So, yeah, we've really got to win this. We're too far behind now with the points we should have had. I don't mean we're too far behind in terms of getting out of it. We can definitely still get out of it, because there's 5 really poor sides in this league. It's a much worse Premier League at the bottom than it was last season.
Yeah, I completely agree. There are quite a few teams that could go down. The Dugout Football Channel. Hello, how's it going, mate? Craig Beattie played for Celtic and Hearts in Scotland, and Doug is a Scottish dude as well, so he will know. I thought he played for Hibs, but maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, just quickly look at ambulance pass from McInnes. I remember that. That was one of the worst passes ever. And I remember in that game, we're talking about the Battle of Bramall Lane here. I think the commentator had just said, oh, I wonder when the first altercation's going to come between Johnson and Santos. And then that ball was horrendous. It was the perfect ball for George Santos just to come in and go bang. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, we're going to leave it there, I think. I'm really bad at trying to read comments while I'm talking. So we're going to leave it there. Someone's saying, is Moussé back? Moussé is back for this game. So we're both quite excited for Moussé to come back, aren't we, Hal?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I think the player you were thinking of that played for Hibs, I might be wrong, Anthony Stokes.
Possibly. Yes. He did play up front for us as well, didn't he? I didn't think he was too bad. But we did have a lot of good strikers round about that sort of time, and he was just okay. So, yeah, it is a big game, a very, very big game. Some may say must win, some may say must not lose. If we did lose, it's going to put us on a massive, massive downer. Let's just hope that we get something from the game. I'm very nervous. I know West Brom fans are really nervous as well. Connor said it to you the other day, didn't he? He's really nervous. I think it's going to be a very nervy game. A little bit like the Fulham game. That felt like a really nervy game for us. I think Fulham kind of came into it expecting to get beaten in that second half. Really went for it. And yeah, I think this is going to be well more cagey than the Fulham game. Anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for all the comments. I'm sorry I've not been through them, but leave a comment on the video once this goes live on YouTube. We will get back to every single person. And fingers crossed, Hal. Are we going to win this game?
You know we are. 2-1. We have to win it. We're going to win it. And the only annoying thing is we've got to wait till 8 p.m. There's nerves all day.
Yeah, exactly. That is a horrible time, isn't it, as well? And we've got a lot of Sunday games to come up as well, which I'm not a fan of
Spot
either.
on.
So thank you for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Once this video goes live, let us know in the comments what score it's going to be tomorrow. If we're going to win, what's going to happen? Are we going to stay in the Premier League? But fingers crossed, let's see if we can do it. Thanks for watching, and Hal, what do we say?
Stay in good, Nick.
Oh yeah, we can't say that anymore.